Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is having an amazing week so far. And I couldn't be more grateful and excited to have someone so special that I have been able to connect with and meet. And I'm so excited to make this introduction to Jordyn from Torch Dental. Today, we're going to be discussing how to save in your dental supplies. She's going to walk us through exactly what Torch is, how it benefits the dental offices, and I am so super excited because, as you all know, my goal with my company and my passion is to help doctors start and build profitable and fulfilling practices. And the only two ways that we can do this is by making sure that we're always able to save where we can save, or we are going to always try to push for higher reimbursement and to be able to get paid more for those services that we do and get what we deserve. So I'm really excited and grateful for this opportunity to introduce you to Jordyn. Jordyn, how are you doing today?
Hi, Maritza. Thank you for having me today. I'm so excited to talk to you a little bit more about Torch Dental and what our mission is and what we offer to dentists.
Awesome, awesome. So as doctors join us, let us know in the comments, one, if you're able to hear us okay, where you're watching from. And also, if you have any questions or you're curious about anything, let us know while you're on the line. If you're watching the replay, eventually we are going to make sure that we give you access to scheduling a time with Jordyn. Or if you have any questions for me, then you can reach out to me at any point of time. I have prepared a couple of questions based on feedback that I have gotten, questions that have come up with myself and some of my doctors that I know these are the questions that they are going to be wanting to get answers from you. So I'm going to be picking your brain. But before I get into that, I just want to make sure that we test and make sure that everything is working properly. So let me just test, which I always do this. Make sure that I go into my account and I go into here. And let's see if we are live. Maritza Duran is live. But I don't see us. Let's see. Let me see. You have, there we are. Okay. We are live and it's working. Awesome. Alrighty, Jordyn. So as I stated earlier, why is it so important to have someone like you in a dental office? And based on this economy and the way that things are going for dental offices with such high inflation, I have a couple of questions for you. But the first one that I know everyone is going to want to know: who are you? How did you? What is Torch, and how did you get started with the company?
Yes, great question. So again, I'm Jordyn. I started with Torch Dental about 4.5 years ago. The company is only about 5 years old, so we're very new, and we're growing very quickly. The way Torch got started was we originally. So just to give you the backstory, we were founded by two twin brothers based in New York City. They started Torch right when they graduated from Harvard Business School, getting their MBAs. Our headquarters is based in New York City, and their sister was opening up her own dental office. The two twins decided to go into business instead of dental. And as we were helping her build out her practice, they noticed a couple complications and just challenges that she was going through as she was building out her practice. And one of the things was, is she getting the best deals on all of her products, her equipment? How do you know that you're getting the best rate, because there is no transparency across the market? After doing more research, companies, DSOs, huge, corporations are growing in the dental world, group practices. So these huge, multi-location, nationwide dental offices are paying a fraction of the cost of what private practices are paying. So what Torch does is we help practices get the same brands, everyday products that they buy in their practice from authorized dealers at a fraction of the cost.
That's amazing. So That's a really interesting story about the twins. I think that I haven't personally had the opportunity of meeting them, but I've heard amazing things about them and how innovative they are. And one of the things that attracted me so much about the platform, before I even get into the platform itself, because that is like really like amazing what they're doing. How did you connect with me? Like, I wanted my audience to know who you are as a person. I know that you are in Chicago, so tell us a little bit about you and how you started with Torch.
Yes. So the reason why I started with Torch, I was not in dental prior to using Torch. I got connected to the twins through a personal connection, and when they were telling me about their platform in the industry, and I'll use 𝐶𝐏 wipes as an example, but how you can buy 𝐶𝐏 wipes at one company for maybe $10 and at another company for $20. Again, I'm making up pricing as an example, but there's just no price transparency across the dental market. And that really shocked me because I'm a huge shopper. I'm huge into fashion. I love dressing well.
And see, that's where I wanted to get. Who is Jordyn? There you are.
That's me. Very big into fashion, and I love to shop. And I talk to dental assistants and office managers too all day. They price shop across tons of different suppliers and manufacturers, and there's just no transparency. So when I'm looking for new clothes and when I'm shopping a sale, usually the sales are across all of the different stores that I shop from. Or, if you're just buying something that's not on sale, it's the same price across, different stores in New York City. So that's why I joined. I was like, how can this be? What do you mean prices are hidden? Or, not everyone is given equal treatment in the dental world, which is why I joined.
Transparency is one of the things that attracted you to join Torch.
Yes.
Because you felt that in the industry, similar to the fashion world or retail shopping, there is no way for you to keep track or a system to be able to understand where you're going to get the best deal. And you use the example of a 𝐶𝐏 wipe, how in some stores, and this is so true because guys, as you're watching this, and this is one of the reasons why I was so excited to have this conversation. And I have like this teary eye here for some reason. So don't mind me. I'm not crying over you, Jordyn. But one of the things that I remember myself as a person in a dental office, having to place orders and deal with different vendors and getting the catalogs from like years ago. I mean, I started in dentistry in 1998, and I was a clinical dental assistant. And I used to literally have to go through the book and the item number and just call and have this Shine rep or this other company. And as more and more companies came in, it was like they would internally or behind the scenes compete with one another, but there was never a place where it was streamlined. And this is one of the most exciting parts, at least to me, since I've been able to connect with you and learn about the platform and Torch, that really was appealing to me, to be able to have all the pricing from all the different vendors under one platform. So tell us a little bit more about who can benefit from Torch and how does the system work? Like, what supplies can they order? So we'll take one question at a time because I have so many questions, but who can benefit from Torch?
Yes. Well, let me get into the second aspect of Torch, which is kind of where, so we knew that price, everyone's always looking to save money. There's always a better deal. There's always a way to find a better deal. Now, the second aspect of Torch, which is like a huge benefit to practices, is the streamlining. So, I mean, you've been a dental assistant at an office, and I would say 90% of offices, the dental assistant is in charge of the ordering. And, dentists aren't always aware of the challenges that the dental assistant is facing while placing supply orders. So, as you mentioned, you had tons of different catalogs. You called in a bunch of different companies. Most of the time, practices think about like their primary supplier, or the one supplier that they're buying the bulk of their products from. But what's really time consuming is all of the different companies and all the different manufacturers that they have to order from directly in order to get all of their products. You know, if something's on back order, having to contact another company, or just making sure that everything is in stock so that doctors can see their patients and, you know, focus on patients. Our main goal at Torch, our mission here is we want doctors to focus on what's important, patients. Supplies normally isn't top of mind for dentists when running their office. You know, they need their supplies, they need their procurement, they need their, you know, all of their products to see patients, but it's not always top of mind. You know, collections, production, this is usually, you know, more top of mind. But for the dental system,
there's a lot of opportunity that gets basically walked out the back door when it comes to ordering supplies and managing and streamlining that process, for sure.
Exactly. So what Torch Dental basically does is we centralize every single brand, every single product in the practice onto a customized dashboard for every single office, which helps train new staff and existing staff. One centralized system is in place for supplies. It also, you know, scans for back orders. It helps them track their orders, returns, back orders, payments, invoices, budgeting, spend across all of the overhead in their practice, and then also all of the data that they need. So let's say, you know, we can take a look and see they're spending 20% of their overhead on disposables. Well, maybe there's another disposable brand that we can actually, you know, we can switch brands on and cut even more costs. So they'll have everything in one place, all of their files, their ortho products, their brackets, wires, bands, their implants, their bone, whitening material.
So what do you say is a typical reduction on doctors that switch from the traditional way of placing their orders for supplies? What do you typically see in terms of the savings for a dental practice to reduce the overhead? Because I think that's one of the biggest challenges right now, to be able to, like, I had one of my clients recently who started in her practice, and you have the startup costs of getting your office up and running, and you have to be really mindful of how you budget yourself and your spending, right? Because you're focusing on the walls. Then you have your practice, and that's how you run your business. But for the ongoing, you know, treating the patients and getting them through the door, the doctors don't really understand the importance of maintaining, reducing the cost of running the practice, reducing overhead, and increasing revenue, production, and generating revenue, increasing your profit margins. So what typically offices that you've seen switch from the traditional way over to Torch, what are some of the numbers that you see in terms of the reduction of their overhead in terms of supplies?
Yes. Well, it definitely depends on how the practice is currently ordering, how much they're negotiating, which, again, practices don't have time for that. It definitely depends. On average, practices are saving between 15 to 30% year over year by using Torch. And then in addition to that, they're cutting so much time. I met with a few dental assistants yesterday that mentioned they have 10 hours a week to place orders. Dedicated 10 hours. It's a bigger office, a couple doctors. They've dedicated 10 hours to place supply ordering. And to me, that was crazy. I'm like, it should take 30 minutes tops. The rest of your time should be focused on patients. Cut 9.5 hours on that.
100%.
Not take more than that.
What supplies, we're talking about the platform, and give us on average, like, what are some of the supplies that dentists can anticipate they can order through Torch?
Everything. So all of their 3M, their Dent Supply, 𝐸, Sultan Healthcare, DMG America, cavity wipes, all of your disposables, and then in addition, all of your manufacturers that you have to order from directly, like your whitening material, your burrs, your specialty burrs, your implants, your bone, your brackets, wires, bands, you name it, you can order it through Torch. And people also order some of their office supplies.
Like stationary things for the front desk?
Ink, paper.
So is this is something, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the way that I'm looking at Torch is to me, it feels like, or it seems like, the Amazon of dental supply ordering. Am I in the right track?
Exactly. And we only work with authorized dealers in the dental world.
That's amazing. So so basically, I think I asked you this question, but what's the, like, how does your company, and I really love your mission. Your mission is to just basically allow dentists to focus on what they do best, which is the clinical work and delivering to their patients, while the ordering and things like that, it's something that reduces, saves them time and saves them money in the process. So like, how does the your system impact the dental office as a whole, from the dental assistant over to the doctor and the patients?
Peace of mind. That's what it gives in practice. So we, from the dental assistant to the doctor, it's peace of mind ordering. Everything from discovering a new product to closing out all of your invoices is handled through Torch. Everything is automated. We are using, very high-tech technology in order to streamline and give the practice peace of mind when it comes to procurement.
That's great. Oh my gosh, I have like I said earlier, I don't know why I have like something that fell in my eye, and I now need to. Look, this is such an emotional interview. I'm just kidding.
It's so sad you didn't know about Torch.
I'm sad that I didn't learn about Torch before when I was a dental assistant. This is why I'm tearing up. So so tell us anything else that you want to add about how can dentists find you? What are some of the best ways to reach out to you and get to know you and explore the possibilities of, again, our goal here with this meeting is, or with this interview, I wanted to expose my doctors to every opportunity that I get to meet people that are either helping us increase revenue in the dental practice or reduce overhead and save you and let you keep money. I mean, the way that things are running now is like, we have the cost of running a dental practice just continues to increase year over year. And college for our kids is just getting more and more expensive. I work with a lot of parents, a lot of moms, and first-time business owners that want to deliver good quality work and use quality materials for their patients. But at the same time, it's just very difficult for them to be able to do that with having to work with insurances or it's just, so my goal is, on my end from MDent, we try to help our doctors best position all of those revenue generating tactics and strategies to make sure that they're getting paid what they deserve, and then introducing them to people like you and companies like yours that helps them save money in the process to be able to continue to do that is so super important for me. So so, I all I can say is, like, tell us how we can find you and learn more about you, and then we'll continue the conversation.
Awesome. Well, there is going to be a link on this video today where you guys can sign up. We will do a free product analysis for you. You can create an account for free. You'll schedule a demo with a Torch consultant, and they will be able to get your office set up. The other thing is just recommendations on a practice in general and making the business more profitable is I like to take a look at a dental office. Like, what are your costs in a dental office? A couple of the costs are rent, staff, and those are things you can't control. You definitely don't want to reduce cost on your staff because staff is so important, and it costs a lot these days, but it's super important to have your staff in place. It's not an area to cut cost. But an area that is super easy to cut cost, which makes the business more profitable right away with no incremental work, is overhead. Reducing overhead 10% today, increases the business valuation in 10 years down the line. So as much as it may not seem like a huge chunk of change today, it will be a huge chunk of change down the line when
it compounds over time. Like you save 10% in your supply ordering in year one, that is going to be compounded over the course of years. And like I said, you don't know in 5-10 years from now, you maybe want to send your kids to school. You may want to be able to have a valuation of your practice to sell or to transition or do anything. And these are all small decisions that right now may not have such a huge impact, but it compounds, and over time, you're going to see the value. You can have better bonuses. You can take a vacation. You can start planning for your retirement. There's so many things that you can do if, again, your goal in your business is to find ways to reduce costs and always find ways to increase your profitability and your profit margin. So you couldn't have said it better. Like this is so great.
Exactly. And the other thing too that you just reminded me of is because there is a system in place that centralizes all of the brands and products that the doctor loves, maybe right now, your staff is doing all of your ordering. They know exactly where the products come from, but a year or two down the line or 5 years down the line, maybe, your assistant moves across the country. Life happens. People move, they leave jobs, and when you have to train a new staff member, everything is already in a system, centralized, and it's super easy to pick up where they left off.
100%. I mean, this has been so valuable, and I cannot stress it more to my clients and to anybody that is going to be watching the recording eventually. I am so like inclined to just always finding ways of lowering cost in a dental practice. And for me, meeting you has been a blessing because I know that you're bringing in so much needed support right now with centralizing it, making it easier for the team, make it where you're saving. And then that time you can spend brainstorming or using strategies to continue to grow your business and expand and deliver other services to your patients. So I mean, Jordyn, it's been amazing. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add and to wrap up our conversation for today, but we're going to be, as I said earlier, having the link for you to schedule your demo with Jordyn or with someone from Torch and experience it, explore it, see the options, and let us know how it goes. Between now and 6 months from now, you're going to be able to have your dental supplies ordering centralized and streamlined in a way that is going to be able to keep money for you in your pockets rather than sending it out to all of these different vendors that are already much larger companies than we are. And like you said earlier, I think that a lot of doctors are always thinking like the boogeyman, oh, the DSOs are always getting the best deals and the DSOs. And it is true. But your platform has been able to create a system or a platform where you are getting pricing the same way that a DSO company is getting priced for their materials. So there is an advantage for you as a private practitioner, as a startup, or as a single or multi practice group practice to look into this, because you're going to be able to save 15 to 30% in your dental supplies. So it's a no-brainer for you to go ahead and schedule a time to speak with Jordyn and someone from the team from Torch. Any last message that you want to say, Jordyn?
I think if you are interested in learning more about Torch Dental, definitely mention MDent or Maritza, because it won't cost anything to set up an account for you and use the link below to sign up. We'll know that you found out about us through MDent, and we would love to do a product analysis for your practice right away.
Thank you so much, Jordyn. It's been amazing connecting with you today. We will definitely stay in touch. And for everyone, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. I have Jordyn's information, so you can always request any additional information from me, but we'll let you do your own due diligence and let us know what your experience is. And best of luck. And we have to hit the ground running and make sure that we end the year strong this year. And she will be able to help you with that as well. So thank you so much, Jordyn. Thank you everyone for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Maritza.
Bye.